welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be tie-dyeing 5 different trendy accessories. I'm so excited about this video because I just feel like I'm just almost like a tie-dye queen now. Like, I just feel like I'm tie-dyeing everything, and it's so cute, and I just want to, you know, take advantage of this trend while it's still out and popular. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to do 5 different projects, and to be honest, not all of them were successful, but that's okay because every DIY project doesn't always go as planned, and you guys can learn from my mistakes. So without further ado, let's just get right into this video. I just wanted to quickly come in here and kind of give you a mini haul just before we start tie-dyeing all the accessories and everything. Alright, so the first item that I'm going to show you guys is actually kind of the reason that I'm making this video, because it is in collaboration with Hype Affordable. This is the kit right here. I believe this kit retails for about $35 on his website, and I just think this design is so cute because it looks like Ben & Jerry's ice cream. What it comes with is, oh, it says right here, two pairs of socks. So you get 2 pairs of Nike socks, 3 color dyes, and gloves. And I do think that there are some rubber bands in here. I haven't got to use this yet, but you guys are gonna see the results once I actually start tie-dyeing the socks. So I'll kind of, you know, give you an update after I actually tie-dye them to tell you guys how I like the products. The next thing I got was this sports bra right here. Hopefully after I get this cute sports bra all together, hopefully I'll be, you know, outside jogging. I love this trend going around where like you use these big scrunchies, and I just want to tie-dye these and make them cute. The next item that I actually got is this clear phone case. I had this vision in my head and I'm hoping that it works out. I want to tie-dye this phone case, but how I want to do it is I want to take a piece of cloth, tie-dye the cloth, put it in here, and then, you know, just accessorize it with some rhinestones or stones, whatever they are. I want to accessorize it with this, and also like some butterfly patches. Bralettes are super cute for going under a v-neck or like a dress or something, and it's just supposed to peek through just a little bit and just give it some more style. So I've never tie-dyed like with lace before, so this should be interesting. Now that you guys have seen this little mini haul, and I hope you're as excited as I am, we're gonna go ahead and get started in this video. Alright, so we're going to start off this video by opening up the tie-dye sock kit, and I just want to show you guys what it has inside. Alright, so starting off with the socks, it does come with 2 pairs of Nike socks. Each kit comes with 3 different dye colors, and you can choose which dye you want to come with your package. 2 pairs of gloves and rubber bands are also included. Here's a little card just showing you the instructions on how to tie-dye the socks. Now I'm going to start prepping the dye, and the instructions literally say just add water. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some warm water to each container and fill it up to the top, because these are all the dyes I'm going to be using to do 4 out of the 5 projects in this video. After you add the water, make sure to shake the container up really well so that way the powder can dissolve with the water, and just repeat this on all your different dye colors until you're done. Once you have all your dyes ready, the instructions say to spray the socks with water, and this is just going to help the dye to soak in a little bit better. And in my experience, when they're damp, it's easier to scrunch up the fabric into the pattern you want. Now it's time to start your pattern, and I'm just going to take the fabric and crumple it up because I'm doing the crumple tie-dye effect. For me, this just gives the best results on all my different patterns. It's less of a risk because I know it's going to turn out decent. So that's what I recommend starting out with. And just take your rubber bands and tie the fabric as you go. Here's how one sock looks after it's been all crumpled up. While I'm working on the next sock, I just want to bring it to your attention that I did end up running out of rubber bands while doing both of these socks. So luckily I had my own bag of rubber bands from a previous tie-dye project. But that would just be my only con, that I feel like the package should have a few more rubber bands. And hey, that may just be because I use a lot to secure everything. But just a heads up, if you do order this package, go ahead and just get you an extra pair of rubber bands. They're only like 62 cents at the store, and they're great for future projects as well. After your socks are all crumpled up, you're good to go to start tie-dyeing. I'm just going to do the other socks off camera so that way it doesn't take too long in this video. Now you want to go ahead and put on your gloves so that way the dye doesn't stain your hands. Next, you want to get like a rack of some sort and also a bucket or something you could put underneath to catch the excess dye. Alright, so with my first pair of socks, I'm just going to do all one color just because I want to. The next one I'll be a little bit more fun and do two colors. Before starting on the next pair of socks, I'm just going to clean my rack so that way the dye doesn't transfer onto the new socks that I'm going to be tie-dyeing. Alright, so now I'm moving on to the second pair of socks. I'm going to be tie-dyeing this pair of socks pink and purple, and when you're tie-dyeing two different colors, you want to section off the colors in different areas of the sock. So right now I'm just starting off with purple and putting it in different spots on the socks because these will be designated for the purple dye. Once you are done with the purple, go ahead and grab your pink dye and just put that on the white area because that's going to be designated for the pink section. This is how it should look after you're done tie-dyeing with two colors. And now I'm just going to move on to that matching pair and tie-dye that two colors as well. Once you're done tie-dyeing the socks, go ahead and put them in little plastic baggies. I'm just using these little sandwich baggies, and close them off because we're going to put them aside so that the dye can marinate and soak up all that color. Then I just let the socks sit outside in the sun for about 6 to 8 hours so that color can really get in there. After about 8 hours, this is how the socks looked once I took off the rubber bands. You can really see that crumpled tie-dye effect come through, and I love how they look so far. You want to go ahead and rinse out the socks with cold water so that way the dye doesn't bleed out too much. And once you get all the excess dye, it should run close to clear, and then you want to put it in the washer and dryer. And here is how the socks look after they have been washed and dried. Here I'm just showing you how I might pair these socks. I always wear these Nike slides, so this is most likely what I would wear with these socks. And also I wanted to let you guys know that the company did give me a 10% off coupon code that I will be leaving in the description box below if you would like to order this sock kit for yourself. Next, we are moving on to the tie-dye phone case, and what you're gonna need is just a piece of white fabric. I ended up just buying this cheap t-shirt, and what I'm gonna do is cut off a piece of the fabric. You want it to be, a decent size, because say you mess up when cutting out the outline of the phone case, you have more fabric that you can work with. So go ahead and cut off, a decent amount like you see me doing here. Now you want to take a spray bottle and just dampen up the fabric. So one, it's easier to crumple up, and two, it allows the dye to soak in a little bit better. Now you want to take the fabric and start to crumple it up and then secure it with rubber bands until you have it in one ball. Now I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this phone case because I'm going to be adding a lot of different colors in this, because I don't have to wear this on my body. I just have to wear it as an accessory on my phone. So I'm just going to be playing in all these colors as you see right here. Once you're done, go ahead and place that in a plastic baggie and close it off. And then of course just sit it outside for about 6 to 8 hours and let that color marinate in. After about 8 hours, this is how the fabric looks once I take the rubber bands off. It honestly looks so pretty in my opinion. Go ahead and rinse it in cold water until the water runs almost clear, and then throw it in the washer and dryer. Here's the fabric after it's all dried. Now it's time to actually start making the phone case. So you want to find a section of the fabric that you actually want to cut out, and then grab your clear phone case that I showed you in my haul in the beginning, and just start to outline the phone case on the fabric. And actually what you see me doing here, I wouldn't recommend. I started to actually make dots instead of one straight line because the permanent marker was kind of getting on the phone case. So just go ahead and start making dots around the outside perimeter of the phone case. Then you want to just take your scissors and start to cut around those dots. Once you have the cloth all cut out, go ahead and grab your clear phone case, because we're going to try and fit the fabric inside of the phone case and see if we need to cut off any more of those edges. As you see me doing here, I'm just trimming off a little bit more of those edges so that way it's not too much fabric. However, you do want to make sure that the fabric does touch the inside where the case folds upwards, because that's where we're going to glue it in. You don't want to glue it flat onto the back surface because the glue will kind of show through. So just go ahead and cut enough to where it still folds up a little bit, if that makes any sense. Once you have the fabric how you like it, it's time to start tracing out where the camera will show through on the back. And for this, I'm just using a pencil to slightly outline that area so I know where to cut. I had to use a very sharp pair of scissors. This is actually used for cutting hair, but you want to just poke a hole to start cutting around since it's on the inside of the cloth. And I kind of poked my hole a little too big, but it's okay, we'll fix it later with a little bit of extra fabric on the back. But just go ahead and cut out that square where the camera will be. So I'm using these little butterfly patches that I got off Amazon to kind of design the case. But this is kind of where I went wrong. So I wanted to keep this in just to kind of bring this up to you if you decide to do this technique. I glued some of the butterflies to the fabric that's going to go on the inside of the case, and I glued some on the outside of the case. But what I found out was that you should glue them all on the outside. And when I say glue, I mean hot glue, so that they don't come off. I would hot glue them on the outside of the case only because it kind of makes it too thick to where your phone doesn't fit all the way inside of the case when you put them on. So definitely don't do what I'm doing here and glue it on the fabric. I would glue them all on the outside of the case. Once you're ready to put the fabric on the inside of the case, go ahead and put some hot glue around the edges, but only on the parts of the phone case where your buttons don't have to go. So put it on like the top portion and then the bottom half of the side portions, because you don't want to put hot glue where your phone buttons have to be pushed. Remember I said I poked my hole a little bit too big? I'm just going to take a little bit of extra fabric and glue that right there where that hole was a little bit too big, so that way it's not noticeable when you put your phone in the case. Now, as you see me doing here, I'm going to be gluing some butterflies on the outside. So you see I have some on the inside and the outside. They should all be on the outside because this is going to give your phone enough room to fit snug inside that case. Now I'm going to be taking some of these rhinestones that I got from the craft store, and these can be found in like the scrapbooking section, and I'm just going to hot glue these on. And another tip that I have, you see how I'm trying to hot glue it onto the rhinestone and then flip it over? Don't do that. Just put the hot glue on the phone case and then push the rhinestone onto the glue, not put the glue on the rhinestone then try to flip it, because I ended up burning myself before I start using this tool that you'll see me get in a minute. So yeah, do that and just decorate the case however you would like, because this is just going to kind of hide maybe those ragged edges that you had with the cloth, and it's just going to clean up the phone and make it look professional. And here's how the case looks once it's completely covered in the rhinestones. And then, of course, here I am just giving you a close-up and also just being very extra. So my idea for this bralette is to just do kind of like an ombre, but I'm going to use Rit dye in conjunction with the dye that I got in the sock kit. So I just added a little bit of that liquid Rit dye and mixed it in with the leftover purple that I already have. So what I'm going to do is take my dye and just dye a deep purple on the bottom half of the bra. Then once the bottom half of the bra is covered in dye, I'm going to take the bralette and just start rubbing the dye on the top part. I want to do this with my hands because I don't want it to be too dark. I really want this ombre effect to come through. Let that just go ahead and sit outside for about 6 to 8 hours. I went and rinsed out the bralette until the water ran almost clear. And here's how it looked after the washer and dryer. It turned out this really cute purple color. Here I'm showing you how I would wear this bralette, just with like a low cut shirt. Just have it peek out just a little bit, so that way it just gives your outfit a little bit more style, and I just like how this looks together. I am going to tie-dye these scrunchies next, but I just wanted to let you know that this was a fail, so just a heads up so you're not disappointed at the end. So I begin by spraying it with some water. Then I take some tiny rubber bands and start to crumple up the fabric until I get it into a ball. So first I attempted to tie-dye it in yellow, but after letting it sit outside for 6 to 8 hours, it just rinsed out clear. Like, you couldn't even see the yellow once I rinsed it out. So then I decided to try and dye them purple to see if, it just took a darker color for the fabric to take it. So I did that. So after letting them sit, I rinsed them out with cold water and they turned out this pastel purple color, which is okay, but it wasn't what I envisioned. Like, I can just go and order pastel purple scrunchies if I want pastel purple scrunchies. I wanted tie-dye scrunchies. So, hey. So here I just want to show you how they look like on. I'm still going to get wear out of them because they are cute, but it just wasn't a tie-dye scrunchie at the end of the day. It was a good idea, but this type of fabric just wasn't working, and it was cloth fabric, so I don't know why it wasn't coming through how I wanted it to be. Like, if you guys could give me, any suggestions on why it didn't work, please let me know. Last but not least, I'm going to take this sports bra and remove the padding inserts in them. Then I'm going to take my water bottle and spray it so it's damp. Next, I'm going to start scrunching it up into a ball and just securing the fabric with a rubber band as I go. I do want to mention that I am going to put a rubber band to section off the bottom portion that's white, like that white elastic band, because I don't want to bleach that part. I want that part to stay how it is. I'm going to mix a little like barbecue type of container with half bleach and half water. Then you want to shake that up really well. Then I'm just going to squirt the liquid all over the yellow part of the sports bra. Then you want to put the sports bra inside a plastic baggie, and I let this sit. It sat for about 3 hours because the fabric was already a light color. Yellow is a light color, so the reaction didn't happen fast. And next time I wish I would have chosen a darker sports bra, so that way that bleached tie-dye could have really came through. So I ended up rinsing the sports bra in the sink. As you can see, the tie-dye was really faint because the yellow is already light, but you could still kind of see that tie-dye effect coming through, and I still love how it turned out. Alright you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I had some fun moments and some stressful moments preparing this video. I just hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys try out some of these projects for yourself, and yeah, just let me know how they go. Please remember to hit that like button. Also, please comment and let me know, you know, your favorite item, or like if you want to just give me other suggestions for different videos that I could do. That would be great. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so that way you'll be notified every time that I post a video. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.